Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga join forces to give us a new take on the classic love story A Star is Born, which follows a struggling young artist and a veteran performer battling addiction. Yippee-ki-yay movie lovers, it's Jan here, and in this video I'm going to reveal 10 behind-the-scenes secrets and fascinating facts about the making of the new A Star is Born movie. Make sure you keep watching to the end to find out the heartbreaking real-life story behind Lady Gaga's final song. The first time Ali and Jackson meet, she's performing in a drag bar, belting out Edith Piaf's classic love song La Vie en Rose. And incredibly, we have that famous French tune to thank for director Bradley Cooper's A Star is Born movie as we know it today. Because not only did the song inspire the drag bar scene, but also, crucially, it inspired Cooper to cast Lady Gaga in the lead. Back in 2016, Cooper was still considering who should play Ali when he was invited to a cancer benefit in LA where the superstar singer happened to be performing. Cooper found himself so mesmerised by Gaga's rendition of La Vie en Rose that he immediately decided to include the song and Gaga in his movie. Straight after the event, Cooper got in touch with her agent and set up a meeting at Gaga's Malibu home, where he basically offered her the role there and then. The two videoed themselves singing at the piano together and reading scenes from the script, which convinced the studio that Cooper had indeed found his perfect co-star. And the rest is A Star is Born history. Oh, and it was Gaga's conversations with Cooper about her earlier experiences in the music business and a particular drag bar where she used to hang out that gave him the idea to create that particular scene. During the press tour for A Star is Born, Cooper and Gaga have talked often about the immediate connection they felt as soon as they met, and how they bonded over their East Coast Italian-American upbringing, among other things. And one particularly sweet moment during the shoot shows just what close friends they became. After Cooper had filmed an especially tough scene which was vital for his character, he walked up to Jackson's pickup truck and opened the door, only to discover a bunch of roses that Gaga had left for him there on the passenger seat. If you've seen the movie, you'll understand why Cooper was so moved by Gaga's gesture, as the scene he'd just filmed was a heartbreaking one for Jackson. The soundtrack to A Star is Born is jam-packed with original songs, some of which were actually written during the shoot. For example, Lady Gaga wrote the song I Don't Know What Love Is when she felt completely overcome with emotion after filming the scene in the cop bar. And she even used her character Ali's on-screen notebook to write down the lyrics right there in the moment. She later finished off the song with Lucas Nelson, son of country music star Willie Nelson. Lucas not only wrote and produced many of the movie's original songs with Gaga and Cooper, but he and his bandmates from Promise of the Real also doubled as Jackson Maine's band in the movie. Lady Gaga really hates watching movies where you can tell the actors are lip-syncing. So, despite the fact that her co-star Bradley Cooper had no real experience as a singer or musician before A Star is Born, she convinced him to record all their vocal performances live on the day of filming, rather than simply lip-syncing to pre-recorded tracks as often happens in movie musicals. Although first-time director Cooper found singing live terrifying, he says it allowed him to capture the truth in each performance. Many of the movie's musical moments were filmed at real venues like Glastonbury Festival. So, to avoid the crowd recording their brand new songs and leaking them online ahead of the film's release, the sound crew deliberately turned off the amplifiers so the audience couldn't hear the music or vocals. That added another level of work for the movie's sound team, as they had to capture each venue's acoustics and apply them later in post-production to make the voices sound like they would have done during a big concert. Using such enormous real-life performance spaces like LA's Greek Theatre and the Shrine Auditorium meant the production needed lots of people in the audience to get the right visuals, energy and enthusiasm to make the concerts look and feel real. But instead of using thousands of extras, the filmmakers instead turned to Lady Gaga's dedicated fan base, known as her Little Monsters, who were given the chance to buy tickets for each of the venues where filming took place, all the proceeds from which went to Gaga's Born This Way Foundation. And as an extra thank you to her fans at the end of a late-night filming, Gaga gave an impromptu piano performance of two of her hits. Bradley Cooper may have many years' experience acting on camera, but when it came to playing a seasoned singer and musician performing live on stage, he realised he needed to dedicate plenty of time to preparing for the musical aspects of the part. So he got himself a vocal coach and spent 5 days a week for 6 months learning how to sing, not just as himself, but also in character as Jackson Maine. To give you an idea of the kind of progress Cooper made with his singing, when he first started he found himself getting out of breath after just one verse. So he certainly came a long way from that to performing so many songs live on film. Cooper also took guitar and piano lessons and worked pretty much every night for 12 months with Lucas Nelson, who also shared his own insights on performing and acting like a professional musician. But Cooper didn't just work on his singing voice. He also spent months working on his speaking voice, using a dialect coach to help him develop the rich timbre he wanted for Jackson Maine's voice. It proved to be a real challenge, and initially it was even painful, but Cooper felt that lowering his range by about an octave would give his character the kind of presence iconic musicians have, and cinema audiences would feel that as soon as they saw Jackson on screen. Cooper dropped his own voice to more or less match the register of actor Sam Elliott, who plays his on-screen brother. And apparently all that time Cooper spent listening to interviews with Elliott to hone his new voice paid off, because when he played a recording of himself during his first meeting with Elliott, the veteran actor was amazed at how much Cooper's voice sounded like his own. Although Gaga already has a Golden Globe for American Horror Story, A Star is Born is her first lead role on the big screen, and it took a little while for her to feel at home on set. While she knew all her lines on her first day of filming, she was so thrown when Bradley Cooper went off script for a moment in an effort to help her relax and let go of the words, that she just kept repeating her same line again and again before bursting into tears. Gaga and Cooper soon created a shorthand between themselves though to get the right mood for each scene. For example, to conjure up a certain warmth in her performance, Cooper would say the name Tony to remind Gaga of her great friend and singer Tony Bennett, who she adores. But if Gaga had to really concentrate, then Cooper would say ninja or assassin. Just before Lady Gaga was due to film a really big emotional scene on stage at the Shrine Auditorium, she got a devastating phone call that her best friend Sonia was dying of cancer. So she jumped in her car and drove straight to Sonia's side, though she sadly missed her friend's passing by just moments. When Gaga later returned to set, she took to the stage and gave a heart-wrenching performance of I'll Never Love Again, an especially moving song for her character Ali, and a scene that Gaga says she'll never forget. So have you seen the new A Star is Born movie, and what did you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Tap left to watch my next A Star is Born video, or tap right for another video you're sure to like. And if you enjoyed this video, I really appreciate a thumbs up and a share. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!